We have just started. Our principals are doing what they need to do across different parties. This is Nigerian. I'm here as Isaac Balami, and I am a Nigerian citizen. That is it.
Nigerians! Yeah. Nigerians! Yeah. May the soul of Atoye Ariyo Dare rest in peace. Yeah. That was the man that fought tirelessly to have the electronic transmission. When APC in the National Assembly tried to remove smuggled electronic transmission out, Ariyo raised the alarm, and we all converged at the National Assembly, made sure they inserted it back, and made sure the Electoral Act was passed in 2022. Now, having secured that, we guaranteed every young person here, every young person abroad, that they can come back to Nigeria and cast their vote, and their votes will count. Yes. Because as they are casting their vote from their polling unit, they are transmitting the results to the INEC server. That was what we guaranteed them. Some of us guaranteed that that would happen because we had fought for it. What is the INEC chairman telling us? He cannot. He spent over 400 billion procuring beavers, and he's telling us the beavers did not work. He will inform Nigeria that 400 billion, and then we will conduct the election for you and show you that young people, he should not listen. Let those that are listening now, let them listen very carefully. Nigerian youths are angry. The results they saw was a reflection of the anger of Nigerian youth. They should not push us to the wall. My people, melembe. They have not seen anything yet. When we start, they better go and correct that thing. That was not our fault. Nobody will steal the votes that we have suffered, put sweat and blood. Have you seen anybody celebrating anywhere? You think anybody will win an election? Anybody, and nobody is celebrating. They want to bring their people to come and celebrate. We are waiting for them. But let me tell you, nobody will steal what Nigerians have sacrificed, have sworn that this time around, their votes. Look, let me tell you, this election, people were going with money. And people tell them, I want to vote by conscience. And people voted according to what they wanted. Yes. Now you want to deprive them of that.
Observers, with our accreditation to all the 774 local government wearing our tag as Connected Development. And in real time, they were taking pictures because as observer, we had access to the local government coalition center. They were taking pictures. And that was why, even when IREV was down, Civic Hive platform was still providing results, which became a big controversy and debate yesterday, on the digital space. But, you see, we're not trying to blame anybody here. My role is to hold INEC to account, because I'm a taxpayer, but I'm also a civil society leader, to provide answers. See, and even if I'm focused on the beavers and IREV, mind you also, a lot of us put our lives on the line. After we launched our situation room a day before the election, I went to Nasarawa, Niger State, and Plateau State, which was neighboring. Then I traveled to Kogi, where I actually vote. I cast my ballot in Kogi and observed the election across a few local governments. And on that same day, I drove down back to my situation room before I connected with you in the studio. So again, Mark, when you look at logistics, it was a nightmare. Yes, when I got to Kogi at midnight, I went to the local government and to get information if they've deployed the sensitive and non-sensitive material with ad hoc staff to the rack center. Now, at that time, they were sorting. This was 11 p.m. They were still sorting. Yes, they got there in some places 2 a.m., 3 a.m., where the coppers slept. Now, the next morning, in some cases, from the rack center to some polling unit is less than 10 minutes. In some cases, 30 minutes. Mark, some cases, 2 p.m., that's when they got there. So again, we're asking, was it that some people undermined the process? Who are these people? And why is it that INEC is not speaking? See, right now we're dealing with a country with trust deficit. So you cannot afford to keep quiet if there was an issue. So now, Mark, IREV was down, but Civic Hive was live. The resources INEC have, Civic Hive does not have 1/4 of that resources. They 305 billion. If it was down, Mark, you would tell the Nigerian people. Besides, the INEC chairman has civil society roundtable every quarter with us. He also has security roundtable every quarter. Why didn't he call for an emergency roundtable meeting? even if he does not want to go public, he should call media partners, civil society partners, and the security partners and say, our IREV is under attack. And I know there was a meeting where the chairman even, came public before the election that they've witnessed over 20 attacks.
That certainly will have implications for the entire process, wouldn't it? I mean, it certainly will have confidence issues, already. It's not like I said they don't exist already, but it certainly could. Doesn't it have the potential to derail the entire process, perhaps even leading to a postponement of the polls, which might be what whoever it is that, put it under attack might have wanted?
But you don't hide the truth. You cannot hide the truth. What is important, and Mark, how I'm trained is, you must always speak the truth, irrespective of what the situation is. And at that critical junction, and as a communication manager, you must at least provide some level of knowledge and information that would at least douse tension and rebuild back public trust and public confidence while the process continues. No one was saying the process should be halted. All the civil society organizations never supported, the positions of some opposition that this process should be halted. Provide some level of knowledge and information in real time, because time was of essence at that moment.
So even at the coalition where the political parties are asking that we're talking about the upload, are you saying they should have stopped at that point to finish the coalition, the uploads before they continue coalition?
Now, they said that because the chairman of INEC had promised. He had promised political stakeholders, he had promised the media and civil society that you would get this result uploaded in real time. And if you say there was technical glitch, what kind of technical glitch? Because if you say, in some places there are no network, but do you want to also say that in state capitals there are no network to upload this?
Gentlemen, we've got another civil society group. They held a presser today, Yiaga. They were also looking to leverage on the results that were going to be uploaded on IREV. But they held a presser today, and here is part of what they said.
In the course of the election, Young Africa expressed concerns about the delay in uploading polling unit results for the presidential election on the INEC elections viewing portal, the IREV. As of today, only 73% of the polling unit level results have been uploaded. Undoubtedly, the delay in uploading the polling unit level results casts doubts on the credibility of the results management process, resulting in broken public trust in electoral technology. Yaga Africa notes that the delayed upload of the results in the IREV is a flagrant disregard of INEC's regulations and guidelines, and it failed to meet citizens' expectations. Yaga Africa also condemns the cases of violence and disruption of the voting and results collation process by thugs and hoodlums, especially the violence targeted at the National Youth Corps, that is the NYC members, and INEC staff. These cases of violence undermine Nigeria's electoral reform project.
Well, there you have it. Some comments coming through from Yaga. They also did issue a statement to that effect. The 2023 presidential